to a world of animals who were good friends. They lived near a river bank, beside a large willow tree, where the wind used to whisper through its branches. A young girl I know once said, "They may be animals, but they're quite as much human to themselves as we are to us." And I have to agree. There's a water rat who lives on the river, a mole whose home is underground, the wealthy Mr. Toad who lives in a big, beautiful home called Toad Hall, and of course, Old Badger, who lives in the wild wood. As you watch, these animals may actually remind you of some people that you know. Now, in our story, Mole has been working very hard all morning, spring cleaning his little underground home. First with brooms, then on ladders and steps and chairs with the brush and pail of whitewash to make those mud walls gleam, till he had an aching back and weary arms. Spring was penetrating even in his dark and lowly little house, with discontent and longing.
Bother! Hang spring cleaning. I've had enough and I'm getting out of here. Up we go. Up we go. This is fine. This is better than whitewashing. Spring cleaning is nothing compared to spring.
6 pence for the privilege of passing by the private road.
When I look at you, I think onion sauce.
How stupid you are!
Well, why did you tell him?
What did you say?
Hello, rat?
I'm a water rat. Would you like to come over?
Over the river? Oh,
I can help with that. I'll be right over. Catch! Now then, step lively.
I decided I've had enough of spring cleaning. It's not easy when you always live underground, you see, and I've discovered spring. This has been a wonderful day. Do you know, I've never been in a boat before in all my life.
What? Never been in a... Well, what have you been doing then?
Is it so nice as all that?
Nice? It's the only thing. Believe me, my young friend, there is nothing, absolutely nothing half so much worth doing as simply messing about in boats. Simply fooling about in boats. Whether you get away or whether you don't, whether you arrive at your destination, reach somewhere else, or whether you never get anywhere at all, you're always busy and you never do anything in particular. Look here, if you've really nothing else on hand this morning, supposing we drop down the river together and have a long day of it.
What a day I'm having. Let's start at once.
Hold up a moment then. Shove that under your feet.
What's inside it?
There's cold chicken inside it, ham, beef, pickled gherkins, lemonade, French rolls, soda
Oh,
water.
stop! This is so much food! You must think me very rude, but all this is so new to me. So this is a river.
The river. I live by it, and with it, and on it, and in it. What it hasn't got is not worth having, and what it doesn't know, it's not worth knowing.
What lies over there?
That's just the wild wood. We don't go there very much, we riverbankers.
Aren't they very nice people in there?
Well, let me see. The squirrels are all right, and the rabbits, some of them, but rabbits are a mixed lot. And then there's Badger, dear old Badger. He lives right in the heart of it. Nobody interferes with him. They'd better not.
Why? Who should interfere with him?
Well, of course, there are others. Weasels and ferrets and foxes and so on. They're all right in a way. I'm very good friends with them. Pass the time of day when we meet and all that. But they break out sometimes, get a bit rough, there's no denying it. And then, well, you can't trust them, and that's the fact. Now then, here's where we're going to lunch.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my!
Pitch on, old fellow. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at a streak of bubbles that I see traveling along the surface of the river. It's funny.
Bubbles? Oh-ho!
Greedy beggars. Why didn't you invite me, Ratty?
This was an impromptu affair. By the way, my friend Mr. Mole.
Proud to be a friend, I'm sure. All the world seems to be out on the river today. I came up this way to try and get a moment's peace and then stumbled across you fellows. My lit list, Polly, keeps disappearing. Then it's a mad dash to find her. She's back home with her mother now, but I am quite worn out.
Come on, old badger.
Company.
That's just the sort of fellow he is. Simply hates society. Now we shan't see any more of him today. Tell us, who's out on the river?
Toad's out for one, in his brand new boat, new sailing suit, new everything.
Once, Toad was interested in nothing but sailing. Then, remember, he tired of that and took to houseboating? No, it was punting. He took to punting, trying to stand up in a boat and propel it with a pole all day and every day, and a right mess he made of it too. Last year, it was houseboating, and we all had to go and stay with him in a houseboat and pretend we liked it. He was going to spend the rest of his life in a houseboat. It's always the same. He's mad about whatever he takes up till he tires of it and starts on something fresh.
Such a good fellow, too. So generous about inviting folks to feasts at his mansion, even if his dinners always do require some sort of rambling speech from Toad. But no stability, especially in a boat.
Down with Toad. Down with Toad. Down goes Toad. He drives us fluid and makes us mad. He drives us crazy. He makes us mad. Just wait. Someday it's gonna be bad.
Did you hear that, Rat?
It's nothing at all. Let's keep moving. You can stay with me for a visit.
This day was only the first of many similar ones for the mole. Newly free of his underground home, he learned to swim and to row and entered into the joy of running water. And with his ear to the reed stems he caught, at points, something of what the wind whispered so consistently in the willows. One bright summer morning,
Ratty, if you please, I want to ask you a favour. Won't you take me to call in Mr. Toad? I've heard so much about him and I do so want to make his acquaintance.
Why, certainly. It's never the wrong time to call on Toad. Early or late, he's always the same fellow. Always good-tempered, always glad to see you, always sorry when you go. Perhaps he's not very clever. We can't all be geniuses. And it may be that he is both boastful and conceited. But he's got some great qualities, has Toady. There's Toad Hall. The stables are over there, to the right. That's the banqueting hall you're looking at now. Very old, that is. Toad is rather rich, you know. And this is really one of the nicest houses in these parts, though we never admit as much to Toad. Still, he throws the best house parties. I don't know why some of the animals never come. Jealous, I guess. I hear Toad's tired of boating and done with it. I wonder what new craze he has taken up now. Come along and let's look him up. We shall hear all about it soon enough.
Hooray! This is splendid! How kind of you! I was just going to send a boat down the river for you, Ratty, with strict instructions that you were to be fetched up here at once. Whatever you were doing, I want you badly, both of you. I hear this is Mr. Mole. Now, what will you take? Come inside and have something. You don't know how lucky it is you're turning up just now.
Delightful residence!
Finest house on the whole river! Or anywhere else for that matter. All right, Ratty. It's only my way, you know. And it's not such a very bad house, is it? You know, you rather like it yourself. Now, look here. Let's be sensible. You are the very animals I've wanted. You've got to help me. It's most important.
It's about your rowing, I suppose. You're getting on fairly well, though you splash about a good bit still, with a great deal of patience. You know.
Oh, pooh, boating. Silly boyish amusement. I've given that up long ago. Sheer waste of time. That's what it is. You fellows ought to know better. Wasting all your energies in that aimless manner. No, I've discovered the only genuine occupation for a lifetime. I can only regret the wasted years that lie behind me. Come with me, dear Ratty, and your amiable friend also, and you shall see what you shall see. Voila! There's real life for you, embodied in that little cart. The open road, here today, up and off to somewhere else tomorrow. The whole world before you. And mind, this is the very finest cart of its sort that was ever built, without any exception. Come along and look. Planned it all myself, I did.
Oh, yes, do please let us see it.
Just look at this wonder. Let me go get my horse.
Isn't it amazing?
Come on, bud.
Huh. So this is the latest madness.
Oh, yes, very compact and comfortable, if you're not pulling it. Little sleeping bunks, a table that folds down, lockers, bookshelves, and a cooking stove complete with pots, pans, jugs, and everything Toad could think of to put in it. By the way, Hal's my name.
All complete. You'll find biscuits, lobsters, sardines, everything you can possibly need. Soda water here, letter paper, bacon, jam, cards, and dominoes. You'll find that nothing whatever has been forgotten when we make our start this afternoon.
Nothing forgotten, but nobody ever remembers me. Oh, the strength.
I beg your pardon, but did I hear you say something about we and start and this afternoon?
Oh, you dear, good old Ratty, don't begin talking that stiff and sniffy sort of way, because you know you've got to come. I couldn't possibly manage without you. So please, consider it settled and don't argue, because you know it's the one thing I cannot stand. You surely don't mean to stick to your dull, fusty river all your life and just live in a hole, in a bank, and boat. I want to show you the world. I'm going to make an animal of you, my boy.
I don't care. I'm not coming, and that's flat. And I am going to stick to my old river and live in a hole and boats as I've always done. And what's more, Mole's going to do as I do. Aren't you, Mole?
Of course I am, Rat. What you say is to be has got to be. All the same, it sounds as if it might have been, well, rather fun, you know.
I see what you're thinking of, Mole. And while I hate to disappoint, as you're my good friends, I'll consider it.
Come along in and have some lunch, and we'll talk it over. We needn't decide anything in a hurry. Of course, I don't really care. I only want to give pleasure to you fellows. Live for others. That's my motto in life.
Oh, live for others. I'm another.
During the luncheon, which was excellent, of course, Toad ignored the rat, but focused on Mole and used his imagination to paint such a glowing picture of the trip that the Mole could hardly sit in his chair for excitement. It soon seemed that the trip was a rather settled thing, and the rat, though still unconvinced, allowed his good nature to override his personal objections. He could not bear to disappoint his two friends.
Oh, I wish I could have escaped to the pasture. But no, it's off on another trip.
You see, there is nothing quite like a cart. It saves all the bother of carrying what one needs for an overnight trip in the country.
Yes, precisely.
You know, this reminds me of a time when I was just a young tadpole, and my father...
You don't say. Everyone seems to be enjoying this excursion, but no one ever remembers me.
Tell me- Tell me about your adventures on the road, sir.
No,
Steady there!
Ah, horse noises, horse noises, horse noises.
You scoundrels, you highwaymen, you road hogs! I'll have the law of you, I'll report you, I'll take you through all the courts. Poop, poop.
Toad!
Oh, the glorious, the poetry of motion. The only way to travel, villages skipped. Oh, bliss. Oh, poop, poop. Oh, my, oh, my.
Oh, stop being a fool, Toad!
And to think I never knew. All this time I never knew. I never even dreamt. But now, what dust cloud shall spring up behind me as I speed on my reckless way? What cart shall I fling carelessly into ditches in the wake of my magnificent onset? Ugh, horrid little carts, disgusting carts, canary-colored carts!
What are we to do with him?
Nothing at all, because there is really nothing to be done. You see, I know him. He has got a new craze, and it always takes him that way in its first stage. He'll continue like that for days now, like an animal in a happy dream, quite useless for all practical purposes. Never mind him. Let's see if there's anything that can be done about the cart. Boop, boop. It's 5 or 6 miles to the nearest town, and we shall just have to walk it.
But what about Toad? We can't leave him sitting in the middle of the road by himself in the distracted state he's in. It's not safe. Supposing another thing were to come along.
Oh, bother, Toad. I'm done with him. Now look here, Toad. When we get to the town, you'll have to go straight to a police station and lodge a complaint against that motor car. And then you'll have to go to a courthouse.
Police station?
Yes.
Complaint? Me complain of that beautiful vision that has been giving me? Mend the cart? I've been done with carts forever. Oh, Ratty, you can't think how obliged I am to you for consenting to come on this trip. I wouldn't have gone without you. And then I might never have seen that swan, that sunbeam, that thunderbolt. I might never have heard that entrancing noise, and I owe it all to you, my best of friends.
You see what it is? He's quite hopeless. I give it up. When we get to the town, we shall pick up a train there that'll take us back to the riverbank tonight. And if you ever catch me going a-traveling with that provoking animal again, mark my words, by tomorrow night, he'll probably have ordered a very large and expensive motor car.
Oh no, Toadie. When will I get to meet Badger? I hear he's a very important person, even though he's never around.
Oh, it's all right. Badger will turn up sooner or later. He's always turning up. And then I'll introduce you. But you must only take him when you find him.
Couldn't you invite him here for dinner or something?
He simply wouldn't come. Badger hates society and invitations and dinner and all that sort of thing.
Well, supposing we go and call on him.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't like that at all. He's so very shy. He'd be sure to be offended. I know him well, but even I've never ventured to call on him at his own home. Besides, it is quite out of the question because he lives in the very middle of the wild wood.
Well then, supposing he does. You told me the wildwood was all right, you know.
Did I?
Yes.
So I did, but I don't think we'll go there just now. Not just yet. It's a long way, and he wouldn't be at home this time of year anyhow. Besides, he'll be coming along someday, if you'll wait quietly.
Rat.
The mole had to be content with this, but the badger never came along, and eventually he found his thoughts dwelling with much persistence on the solitary gray badger, who lived by himself in a hole in the middle of the wild wood. And so, one afternoon, when the rat was in his armchair before the blaze, alternately dozing and trying to think of a rhyme for the poem he was writing, Mole decided to go out by himself and explore the wild wood, and perhaps strike up an acquaintance with Mr. Badger.
I'll show Rat. I'm not a bit afraid. It shall be an adventure. I've always wondered about the wildwood. Oh, I didn't know there would be faces. Maybe if I just go deeper into the woods, the faces will stop. What's that? I should have listened to Rat. Dear old Ratty. Ratty said, stay away from the wildwood. Should have listened.
Meantime, the rat, warm and comfortable, dozed by his fireside until a crackle from the fire woke him with a start. He looked round for the mole to ask him if he knew of a good rhyme for something or other, but the mole was not there. He found the mole's cap was missing from the plague. He listened to the complete silence and rushed outside to find footprints from Mole's boots in the mud leading directly to the wild wood. The rat took up a stout cudgel and, holding the stick aloft, he set off for the wild wood at a smart pace.
Ratty, is that really you? Oh, Rat, I've been so frightened you can't think.
I quite understand. You really shouldn't have gone and done it, Mole. I did my best to keep you from it. We riverbankers, we hardly ever come here by ourselves. Of course, if you were badger or otter, it would be quite another matter.
Surely the brave Mr. Toad wouldn't mind coming here by himself, would he?
Old Toad? He would not show his face here alone. Not for a whole hatful of golden coins, Toad wouldn't. Now, come along. We must make a start for home while there's still a little light left. It will never do to spend the night here, you understand.
Dear Ratty, I'm dreadfully sorry, but I'm simply dead beat. You must let me rest here a while longer and gain my strength back if I'm to get home at all.
Well, it simply can't be helped. We must make a start. The only problem is, I don't exactly know where we are.
Oh, goodness.
This way?
I think I came from there. Oh, my leg! Oh, my poor shin!
Oh, you don't seem to be having very much luck today, do you, Mo? Let's have a look at the leg. Oh, yes! You've cut your shin, sure enough. Wait till I get my handkerchief, and I'll tie it up for you.
I must have tripped over a hidden branch, or a stump. Oh, moi, oh, moi.
Oh, dear. It's a very clean cut. That was never done by a branch or a stump.
Was too.
Looks like it was done by the sharp edge of something metal. Funny.
Never mind what done it. It hurts just the same, whatever done it. Rat! Oh, come on, Rat!
Hooray, 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 hooray!
What have you found, Ratty?
Come and see.
Well, I see it right enough. Seen the same sort of thing before. Lots of times. A door scraper. So you can scrape the mud off your shoes before you go inside. Well, what of it? Why don't jigs around a door scraper?
But don't you see what this means? You dull-witted animal.
Of course, I see what it means. It simply means that some very careless and forgetful person has left his door scraper laying about in the middle of the wildwood, just where it's sure to trip everybody up. Very thoughtless of him, I call it. When I get home, I shall go and complain about it to somebody or other. See if I don't.
Oh dear. Do stop arguing and come and help.
I am.
There. What did I tell you?
You told me absolutely nothing whatsoever. I suppose you're perfectly happy that you seem to have found another piece of domestic litter. Dance your jig around that if you've got to and get it over. And then perhaps we can go on and not waste any more time over rubbish heaps. Tell me, Rat, can we eat a doormat or sleep under a doormat?
But doesn't this doormat tell you anything?
Really, Rat? Who ever heard of a doormat telling anyone anything? They simply don't do it. Doormats know their place.
Look here, you thick-headed beast.
Rat, you're a wonder. Oh, I see it all now. At the moment that I caught my shin, your majestic mind said to itself, door scraper. Then you found the very door scraper that done it. Did you stop there? No. Let me only just find a doormat, says you to yourself. And my theory is proved. And of course you found your doormat. You're so clever. I believe you could find anything you'd like. If only I had your head, Ratty.
But as you haven't, I suppose you're going to stand there all night and talk. Now, pull on that bell pull you see there as hard as you can while I hammer.
They waited patiently for what seemed a very long time. At last, they heard the sound of slow shuffling footsteps approaching the door from the inside.
Well, the very next time this happens, I shall be exceedingly angry. Oh, got my back. Who's it this time? Disturbing people on such a night? Speak up!
Oh, Badger, please, it's me, Rat, and my friend Mole, and we've lost our way. Let us in, please.
What? Ratty, my dear man. I'll come along in, both of you at once. Well, I never lost in the wildwood, and in this sort of night, but come in with you. This is not the sort of night for small animals to be out. I'm afraid you've been up to some of your pranks again, dear Ratty. However, there's a first-rate fire here, and do you fancy some tea?
Yes, please.
Now then, tell us the news from your part of the world. How's old Toad going on?
Oh, from bad to worse. Another smash-up just last week. And a bad one. You see, Toad will insist on driving himself, but he's hopelessly incapable. And he's convinced he's a heaven-born driver, and nobody can teach him anything.
How many has he had?
Smashes or machines? Oh, well, it's the same thing with Toad. This is the seventh. His coach house is quite literally piled up with fragments of motor cars no bigger than your hat.
He's been in hospital 3 times.
Toad's a hopelessly bad driver, and he quite ignores law and order. Killed or ruined. It's got to be one of the two, sooner or later. Badger, we're his friends. Oughtn't we to do something?
Very well, then. We, that is you, me, and our friend the Mole here, shall take Toad seriously in hand. We shall bring him back to reason, by force if need be. We will make him a sensible Toad. But first, it's time we're all in bed. Come along, you two, and I'll show you to your quarters. And take your time tomorrow morning. Breakfast at any hour, please.
Sit down. Go along with your porridge. Where have you two youngsters come from? Lost your way, I suppose.
Yes, please, sir. Me and little Billy here.
We was trying to find a way to school.
Mother would have us go.
And of course we lost ourselves, sir, and Billy got frightened and cried, being so young and faint-hearted. And at last, we happened up against Mr. Badger's back door, made so bold as to knock for Mr. Badger. He's a kind-hearted gentleman, as everyone knows, and
Yes, I quite understand. Where is Mr. Badger? Billy, go see who it might be.
There you are. All relieved to see you safe and sound.
Oh, let go!
Last night, my littlest, Polly, ran off again, and I was just returning the little rascal home to Mrs. Otter again when I found the whole riverbank was in a great state of alarm. Turns out when you two hadn't been home all night, there was sure something dreadful must have happened to you. But I knew that when people were in any fix, they mostly came to Badger. So I came straight off here through the wild wood. I kept a lookout for any sensible beast I could ask for news of you. About halfway across, I came upon a rabbit sitting on a stump, cleaning his silly little face with his paws. At last I managed to extract from him that Mole had been seen in the wild wood last night by one of them. It was the talk of the burrows, they said, how Mole, Mr. Rat's friend, was in a bad fix, how he'd lost his way, and they were up and out hunting, chivying him round and round. Well, why didn't you do something, I asked. You may be blessed with brains, but there's hundreds upon hundreds of you big, stout fellows as fat as butter. You could have taken him in, made him safe and comfortable, or tried to in all events. What? Us, he merely stated. Us rabbits do something. So I cuffed him and left him. At any rate, I'd learned something. And if I'd had the luck to meet any of them, I'd have learned something more, or they would.
Weren't you taller nervous?
Nervous? I'd give him nerves if any of them tried to mess with me.
You two youngsters be a phone to your mother. Rat will find you someone to show you the way.
As to the wildwood, it's pretty well populated by now, with all the usual lot, good, bad, and indifferent. It takes all sorts to make a world, but I reckon you know something about them at this time.
I do indeed.
Well, Mole, we'd best be off for home while it's still daylight. Don't want to spend another night in the wild wood.
It'll be all right, my fine fellows. I'm coming along with you, and I know every path blindfolded. Plus, if there's a head that needs to be punched, you can confidently rely on me to punch it.
Okay.
The otter, knowing all the paths, took charge of the party, and they trailed out in a line. At some point, they spotted a fence far in the distance. Pausing there a moment and looking back, they saw the whole mass of the wild wood. Dense, menacing, compact. At once, they all turned and took off swiftly for home, for firelight and familiar things. One day, not too many weeks later,
You were going to teach me how to fish, right?
Hopeless. Mr. Badger!
The hour's come.
What hour?
Whose hour, you should rather say? Why, Toad's hour, the hour of Toad. I said I was going to take him in hand, and I am going to take him in hand today.
Toad's hour, of course. Hooray, I remember now. We'll teach him to be a sensible toad.
This very morning, another new and exceptionally powerful motor car shall arrive at Toad Hall on approval or return. We must be up and onto this business before it's too late. You two will accompany me instantly to Toad Hall, and the work of rescue shall be accomplished.
You fellows, you're just in time to come with me for a jolly.
Take him inside.
What? Come along.
Mr. Chauffeur, I'm afraid you won't be wanted for today. Mr. Toad has changed his mind, and he will no longer acquire the motor car. Please understand that this is final. You needn't wait. Now then, first of all, take those ridiculous things off.
Shan't! What is the meaning of this gross outrage? I demand an instant explanation!
Then you two take them off him. You knew it must come to this sooner or later, Toad. You've disregarded all the warnings we've given you, and you've gone off squandering the money my friend, your father, left you, and you're giving us animals a bad name by your furious driving, your smashes, and your rows with the police. Now, you're a good fellow in many respects, and I don't want to be too hard on you. Let's chat, and I shall bring you to reason. Okay? Now then, first of all, you must own, Toad, that it was wrong to steal the motor car. It did not belong to you, and somebody else paid good money for that car.
That's no good. Talking to Toad will never cure him. He'll say anything.
But it was such a handsome motor car.
I was an old friend of your father's, and I know he taught you wrong from right. It's not okay to steal someone else's possession without permission, and it's certainly not okay to endanger others with your reckless driving.
You're right. Whatever would he think of me now? He'd be so ashamed.
Now, do you promise to stop taking what isn't yours and give up driving altogether? I know you'd feel terrible if you injured someone.
I'm sorry. I promise to give up motor cars forever.
If I know Toad, this isn't going to do any good.
Sit down there, Toad. My friends, I am pleased to inform you that Toad has at last seen error of his ways. He's truly sorry for any of his misguided conduct in the past and has undertaken to give up driving entirely and forever. I have a solemn promise to that effect.
That is very good news.
Very good news indeed. If
There's just one more thing to be done. Toad, I want you to repeat before your friends here what you fully admitted to me in the hall just now. First, you're sorry for what you've done, and you admit the folly of it all.
No, I'm not sorry. And it wasn't folly at all. It was simply glorious.
What? The backsliding animal! Did you tell me just now?
Yes, in there. You're so eloquent, dear Badger, and so moving, and so convincing. I'd have said anything in there, and you know it. But I've been going over things, and I find that I'm not a bit sorry, really. So it's no earthly good saying I am now, is it?
So you don't promise never to touch a motor car again?
Certainly not. On the contrary, I faithfully promise that the very first motor car I see, boop, boop, off I go with it.
Very well then. Since you won't yield to persuasion, we'll try what Thor's can do. I was afraid it would come to this. You've often asked us three Toad to stay with you in this handsome house of yours.
Yes.
Well, now we're going to. When we've converted you to a proper point of reason, we may quit, but not before. Take him upstairs, you two, and lock him up in his bedroom while we rearrange matters between ourselves.
What?
it's for your own good, Toad, you know. Think of what fun we shall all have together once you've quite gotten over this painful attack of yours.
We'll take great care of everything for you till you're well, Toad.
No more of those regrettable incidents with the police, Toad.
Confound it! You can't keep me from my motor cars! Bother!
It's going to be a tedious business. I've never seen Toad so determined. However, we shall see it out. He mustn't ever be left unguarded for an instant. We shall have to take it in turns to be with him until the poison has worked itself out of his system.
They arranged the watches accordingly. Each animal took turns sleeping in Toad's room at night, and they divided up the day between them. At first, Toad was very trying. He even set up his bedroom chairs to resemble a motor car and would crouch on the one in the front, making ridiculous motor car noises, and then somersault off and crash the car. But as time passed, these incidences grew gradually less frequent. And despite his friend's best attempts to distract him, Toad seemed to grow more and more depressed.
It's been 3 weeks, and Toad's still in bed. He says he only wants to be left alone. But be careful. It's when he seems most helpless that he's likely to be planning something.
How are you today, old chap?
Oh, thank you so much, dear Ratty. So good of you to inquire. But first, tell me how you are yourself, and the excellent mole.
Oh, we're all right. Mole is out with Badger till lunchtime, so I'll do my best to amuse you. Now, look alive and don't lie there moping on a fine morning like this.
Oh, dear kind rat, how little you realize my condition. I hate being a burden to my friends, and I don't expect to be here much longer. I wish I might ask you, for the last time probably, to step out to the village as quickly as possible and fetch the doctor. Even now it may be too late, but don't you bother. We may as well let things run their course.
Why? What do you need a doctor for?
Surely you have noticed of late. Tomorrow indeed you may be saying to yourself, if only I had done something. But no, never mind. Forget that I asked.
Well, of course I'll fetch a doctor to you, if you really need him, but surely it's not that serious yet. Let's talk about something else.
I fear, dear friend, it's too late for talking. But could you please ask the lawyer to come by? I need to be sure my will, all my affairs, are in order.
Oh, he must be really bad.
It was a gloomy lunch for the rat when the badger and mole eventually returned, and he had to face them at the table with his pitiful story. You'll have to imagine the badger's brutal remarks. And even though Mole took his friend Ratty's side as far as he couldn't help but admit to the rat that he'd been a bit of a duffer this time. Badger said they'd better continue to sleep at Toad Hall a while longer, since it was quite possible Toad could be back at any moment, on a stretcher or between two policemen.
What a beautiful sunny day. Smart piece of work, that. Brains against brute force, and brains came out on top as it's bound to do. Poor old Ratty. My, won't he catch it when the badger gets back? A worthy fellow, Ratty, with many good qualities, but very little intelligence and absolutely no education. I must take him in hand someday. The Red Lion. They've just entered the Red Lion. Surely, there can't be any harm in my only just looking at it. I wonder if this sort of car starts easily.
I can't wait to see Toad get what he deserves.
This is the biggest
Finally gonna pay.
Yes. Where's the judge?
The judge isn't exactly known for his punctuality. Oh, here he comes now.
This is the best they had?
Have we got everyone here, Mrs. Archer? I mean, Claire.
I seem so sad.
Is everyone assembled? Can you please be absolutely sure that everyone is here?
Members of the jury, please indicate you are here when I call your name. Owl? Here. Elder Rabbit?
Here.
Rabbit 1?
Here.
Rabbit 2?
Here.
Hold on! That's not a rabbit, that's a ferret!
What do you mean? I'm not a ferret. I'm a rabbit. Hop, hop.
Don't let him on the jury! The ferrets hate Mr. Toad!
It's not fair.
Overruled.
What?
Please continue.
Lynx,
Here.
bird,
Here.
mouse.
Here.
That's not a mouse, that's a weasel!
No, I'm a mouse. I can prove it. Squeak, squeak.
That's a mouse.
You can't be on the jury to decide Mr. Toad's punishment. The weasels hate Mr. Toad. I object.
Sit down. I think I make the decisions around here, and I think I certainly know a mouse when I see one, Mr. Rat. Let me see. We spent the morning listening to all sorts of testimony, and there seems to be no doubt that Mr. Toad has been found guilty on the clearest evidence. First, of stealing a valuable motor car.
I saw him do it.
Second, of driving to endanger the public.
He almost ran over my little Polly.
And thirdly, of gross impertinence. For the younger ones, that means extreme rudeness. To local police officer, Sergeant Boffin Borton.
He called me Boffin Brain.
Jury, how do you rule?
We find him guilty on all 3 counts.
Clerk, will you tell us, please, what is the very stiffest penalty we can impose for each of these offenses, without, of course, giving the benefit of any doubt, because there simply isn't any. Some people would imagine that stealing the motor car was the worst offense, and so it is. But calling Sergeant Boffin Bottom here a Boffin Brain is so extremely rude that it by far carries the most severe penalty, as it should.
I heard him. He kept saying Boffin Brain, over and over, and the sergeant's face got really red.
Suppose I give you 12 months in jail for the car theft, which is mild, 3 years for the outrageous driving, which is generous, and 15 years for sassing Sergeant Boffin Bottom.
What?
Judging by what we've heard from the witnesses here, those figures, if added correctly, total 19 years.
First rate.
So you better make it around 20 years to be on the safe side.
An excellent suggestion.
Members of the jury, thank you for your service. Prisoner, pull yourself together and try and stand up straight. It'll be 20 years for you this time in mind. If you appear before us upon any charge whatsoever, we shall have to deal with you very seriously.
This wasn't at all fair! You've not heard the last of Mr. Toad!
No. Oh no, Toadie.
And so, poor Mr. Toad was led away past jeering crowds and guards into a basement cell in a grim old castle, until at last they reached the door to the grimmest cell of all. There they paused at last, where an old jailer sat fingering a huge bunch of keys. The police sergeant was only too happy to release the miserable Toad into the care of the jailer with careful instruction.
Take from us this vile Toad, a criminal of deepest guile and matchless cunning. Guard him with all your skill.
And the great and mighty Toad of Toad Hall had become a helpless prisoner in the remotest dungeon of the best guarded castle in all of England. In the days that followed, Mr. Toad's friends were determined to guard and keep Toad Hall safe for him until the time when he might, someday, be released. They were enjoying a fire in the fireplace on a rainy night, telling stories and suspecting nothing, when all of a sudden they sensed, rather than saw or heard, a movement outside. Mr. Badger was particularly uneasy.
I'm just going to head outside to look at the front door to make sure all is well. I'm sure it's just my imagination.
At last! Toad Hall belongs to the weasels!
I think you you mean the ferrets? But we'll let you enter as well.
I think you and yours can follow me.
First, to the fridge!
Meanwhile, Mr. Toad, of course, knew nothing of this, but lived in a miserable, depressing existence, enclosed in a dark and dank dungeon. He couldn't help thinking back to the riverbank, an open road, where he'd been so happy. He finally flung himself on the ground and shed bitter tears and abandoned himself to dark despair.
This is the end of everything. The popular and handsome Toad, the rich and hospitable Toad, the Toad so free and careless and debonair. How can I hope to ever be set free again when it's only fair I get sent to prison for stealing so handsome a motor car in such outlandish manner, and for my shocking and imaginative rudeness to that bumble-brained policeman? Stupid animal that I was. Oh, wise old badger. Oh, clever, intelligent rat and sensible mole, what wisdom you possess. Oh, unhappy and forsaken Toad.
Here's your tea, Mr. Toad. Won't you have some bit of nourishment? You know, it'll do you good. I'm very fond of animals, you know, and my pet mice always take great satisfaction in whatever food scraps I can bring them.
No, I must accept that this is my lot. Now I must languish in this dungeon until people who were proud to say they knew me have forgotten the very name of Toad.
Father, I can't bear to see that poor beast, Mr. Toad, so unhappy and getting so thin. You let me have the managing of him. You know how fond of animals I am. I'll make him sit up, eat from my hand, and do all sorts of things.
Do whatever you like with him. I'm sick and tired of his sulks and his thinking he's so very important. And his rudeness.
This is no life for me. I belong in a sunny meadow, the wind and the willows, with bees swarming and warm snapdragons, and dishes clinking at the table of Toad Hall as friends join me at table. Surely, even now, it's not impossible that they might be able to do something. The lawyers surely would have enjoyed my case. What a fool I've been to not get a few. You know, I'm quite clever and resourceful. If I put my great mind to it, surely I can figure some way out of this nightmarish hovel.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Toad. I brought you some hot buttered toast with tea.
Why, you know, this reminds me of warm kitchens and cozy parlor firesides. Toad Hall is such a magnificent place. I was always inviting all the other animals to come feast with me, although the wild wood creatures never came, other than Badger. It was always my joy to have them, and they thought it was most important and would listen to my speeches with rapture.
Tell me about Toad Hall. It sounds beautiful, and about all your animal friends.
Toad found his spirits quite reviving with the tea and toast and attention from a pretty young girl who wanted to hear all about his former life and friends. As the dreary days went on, Maybelle grew very sorry for Toad and thought it was a great shame that a poor little animal should be locked up in prison for what seemed to her a very trivial offense. One morning, the girl was very thoughtful, and Toad thought she was not paying proper attention to his witty sayings and sparkling comments.
Toad, just listen, please. I have an aunt who is a washerwoman.
Oh, that's nothing to be ashamed of. I have several aunts who ought to be washerwomen.
Do be quiet a minute, Toad. You talk too much. That's your chief fault. As I said, I have an aunt who is a washwoman. She does the washing for all of the prisoners in the castle. Now, what occurs to me is this. You're very rich, at least you're always telling me so, and she is very poor. A few coins mean a lot to her. Now, I think if she were properly approached, she would let you have her dress and bonnet and so on, and you could escape from the castle as the official washerwoman. You're very like in many respects, particularly about the figure.
We're not. I have a very elegant figure for what I am.
And so has my aunt for what she is. But have it your own way, you horrid, proud, and grateful animal, when I'm trying to help you.
Yes, that's quite all right. Thank you very much indeed. But look here, you surely wouldn't have the Toad of Toad Hall going about the country disguised as a washerwoman.
Then you can remain here as a toad. Expect you think you'll need a limousine.
I'm sorry. You are a good, kind, clever girl, and I am indeed a proud and stupid toad. Introduce me to your worthy aunt, if you will be so kind, and I have no doubt that the excellent lady and I can surely come to terms.
This is my Aunt Matilda. In exchange for your thoughtful gift there on the bench, she's willing to give you the necessary items to outfit you as her for your exit tomorrow.
There's just one thing, see. I can't be seen to have any choice in the matter, so you've got to make it look like you overpowered me. I must be bound and gagged and dumped in a corner. I can give myself some bumps and bruises after you're gone. I need my position, and we need to make sure it looks like I had nothing to do with this.
Quite right, my good woman. They'll think I'm a desperate and dangerous fellow. Oh, this is good.
Well, now it's your turn, Toad. Get into, this.
What? Oh. Oh.
You're the very image of her. Only, I'm sure you've never looked half as respectable in all your life before. Well, good luck, Toad. Head straight down the way you came up. And if anyone says anything to you, which they probably will, being men, you're allowed to tease back a bit. But remember, you're a widow woman quite alone in the world with a good character to protect.
Remember, you're a washerwoman. I wonder how I get out of here.
Ah, those dirty handmaids. Guess it keeps you in business.
Why, yes, of course!
You know, if you did a bit of washing up yourself, you could be downright pretty.
Why, thank you!
This one is the key to my heart. Care to inspect it a little more closely?
I've got to be off. Oh.
Meet me in the prison kitchen. There are
fresh muffins for my little crumpet.
Laundry waits for no man. I mean washerwoman!
How about just one more hug?
I've got to dash. Must go now!
Meanwhile, Mr. Toad's friends, Mole and Rat, have gathered at Mr. Badger's house to discuss the latest news. After the unfair trial, were Toad's enemies, the Chief Weasel and Chief Ferret, joined the jury as Mouse and Rabbit. The Weasels and Ferrets have completely taken over Toad Hall. While Badger, Mole, and Rat did their best to get them to leave, the efforts were not enough to dislodge the selfish, thieving animals. Mole, Rat, and Badger are exhausted from taking turns of keeping watch outside of Toad Hall when they learn some remarkable news. Toad has escaped from prison. The judge and the police are all on the lookout, and there will be trouble if he shows up at Toad Hall. It's been taken over. Badger announces that they must again leave home to head out and look for Mr. Toad.
I am a clever toad. Those stupid guards. No prison will ever hold me.
Hello, washerwoman.
Oh.
Half a pair of socks are missing the other week. Mind it doesn't occur again.
Look, it's the washerwoman. Can we stay and play, please? Would you like a bite of my carrot?
Finish your carrot? Actually,
Smells like the washwoman needs to wash her own clothes.
Come along, children. Still part of the
you know, it's quite late and dark and cold, and here I am in an unknown wood with no money and no food and still far from friends and home. After so many weeks in prison, I'd quite forgotten just how noisy a forest can be. I may as well try and get some sleep. Perhaps things will look brighter in the morning. No, don't put me back in jail! Free. I'm free. Oh, I can't wait to get back to friends and Toad Hall. I just wonder how to get there. I just can't go back to prison. What? It's a barge being pulled by a horse. They've got to be going somewhere. Let me see if I can hitch a ride.
A nice morning, madam.
I dare say it is, ma'am. Except that my my married daughter asked me to drop my work. I'm a washerwoman, you understand, and come dashing off to help because she's in some sort of trouble. I set right off and even forgot my purse in my haste.
And where might said daughter live, ma'am?
Oh, close to a fine house called Toad Hall. Perhaps you've heard of it?
Why, I am going that way myself. You come along in the barge with me and I'll give you a lift.
Oh, thank you. Toad's luck again. I always come out on top.
Well, I'd eat my hat if it isn't Mr. Toad dressed up as the washerwoman. My, how the mighty have fallen. Not like I can talk. Pulling a barge was never one of my life goals. If only I could get us both back to Toad Hall somehow.
So you're in the washing business, madam? A very good business?
Ah, finest business in the whole country. All the gentry come to me, wouldn't go anywhere else. I attend to it all myself. The washing, and the ironing, and the starching. Everything's done under my own careful eye.
And are you very fond of washing?
I love it. I'm never so happy as when I've got both arms in the wash. But then, it comes so easy to me. A real pleasure, I assure you, ma'am.
What a bit of luck for both of us, then.
Why? What do you mean?
Instead of sitting here in my barge all idle, if you just take care of those unmentionables in the bucket back there, underwear can get so stinky, you know.
Oh.
I'd be most grateful, as then I can focus all my attention on steering.
Here, you let me steer. I'm more used to gentlemen's things and might not do them as you like.
Oh, let you steer? It takes practice and it's dull. I want you to be happy. You do the washing you're so very fond of.
I suppose if it comes to it, any fool can wash.
Ma'am, I've been watching you this whole time. You've never so much as washed a dishcloth in your life, I'll warrant.
You common, disgusting barge woman! How dare you talk to me like that? I would have you know that I am Toad, a very well-known, respected, distinguished Toad. I will not be talked down to by some barge woman.
Well, I never. And in my nice, clean barge too. Now, that is something I will not
Have! You are a horrid, nasty, crawly toad.
Put yourself through your own ringer, barge woman, and iron your face and crimp it. Then you'll pass for quite a decent-looking toad. Oh, horse, you're with me. Let's go.
Yippee!
Thief! You can't take my... Stop it!
As he tramped along with Hal the horse, he thought of his adventures and escapes, and how, when things had seemed at their worst, he had always managed to find a way out, and his pride and conceit began to swell within him. Ho, ho, what a clever toad I am, he said. There is surely no animal equal to me in the whole world for my cleverness. Now, Hal the horse had been grateful to be released from the barge, but he found it difficult to endure Toad's boasting, and finally Hal said, Sorry, old chap, to burst your bubble, but I can think of a number of animals more clever than you. Unfortunately, Toad was in no mood not to be humored, so Toad said Hal could very well head home on his own, thank you very much. Hours later, with filthy clothes and quite beyond exhaustion, Toad realized he was lost in the wild wood. But he also noticed it was strangely quiet. No whispers, no taunts. He was just wishing he could only discover Badger's house and pop in when he spotted it and took to knocking at it with more strength than he knew he had.
Oh, Ratty! I'm so glad you're here, Mr. Badgers. I've been through such times since I saw you last you can't think. I've been in prison and got out of it. I've been escaped and disguised. I've been thrown off a canal boat and I stole a horse. What do you think my last exploit was?
Mr. Badger and Mole will be back presently. You go off upstairs at once and take off that old cotton rag that looks like it previously belonged to some washerwoman and clean yourself thoroughly. Put on some clean clothes and try and come down looking like a gentleman if you can, for you are surely the most shabby, bedraggled, and disreputable-looking object I've laid eyes on in my whole life. Be off, and we'll talk later.
So people are still ordering me about!
After a thorough wash and change of clothing, Toad stood before a mirror thinking only an utter idiot could have ever mistaken him for a washerwoman. Over lunch, Toad filled Rat in on all his doings, focusing primarily on his own cleverness in emergencies and making it sound as though he had had a simply marvelous adventure. But the more he talked and boasted, the more silent Rat became.
Now, Toady, I don't want to give you pain after all you've been through already, but seriously, don't you see what an awful fool you've been making of yourself? On your own admission, you have been handcuffed, imprisoned, starved, chased, insulted, terrified out of your life, and had a woman rudely fling you out of a barge. Where's the amusement in that?
Oh, but it was fun though, awful fun!
Where does the fun come in? And all because you must go and steal a motor car. You know that you've never had anything but trouble from motor cars from the moment you first laid eyes on one.
Poop poop.
But if you will be mixed up with them, as you generally are, 5 minutes after you've started, why steal them? Why choose to be a convict in jail? When are you going to be sensible and think of your friends and try to be a good friend yourself?
Quite right, Ratty. How sound you always are. Yes, I've been a conceited old fool. I can see that. But now, I'm going to be a good toad and not do it anymore. As for motor cars, I've not been so keen about them since my last ducking in that river of yours. The fact is, while I was climbing out of the water, I had a sudden idea. Come up, come up. Come here. A really brilliant idea. connected with motorboat. Ah! There. Don't go on so, old chap, and stomp and upset things. It was only an idea. Look here. We'll have our coffee and a quiet chat, and then I'm going to stroll quietly down to Toad Hall and return to a normal life. I've had enough of adventures. I shall lead a quiet, steady, respectable life, puttering about my property. There'll always be a bit of supper for my friends when they come to visit.
Stroll quietly down to Toad Hall.
Yes?
What are you talking about? Do you mean to say you haven't heard?
Heard what? Go on, Ratty, quick, what haven't I heard?
Do you mean to tell me that you've heard nothing about the ferrets and the weasels?
What? The Wild Wooders? No, not a word. What have they been doing?
And how they've gone and taken Toad Hall?
Go on, Ratty. Tell me all.
Well, when you got into that trouble of yours, when you disappeared for a time over that misunderstanding.
Oh, yes.
Well, naturally, everyone talked about it, not only along the riverbank, but even in the wild wood. The riverbankers stuck up for you and said you had been treated unfairly. But the wild wood animal said that it served you right. And they went about saying that you were done for this time, that you would never come back again. What? Never, ever. Well, the truth is, the wild wood animals have been there at Toad Hall ever since, eating your food, drinking your drink, and making bad jokes about you and prisons. And they're telling everybody that they've come to stay for good.
Stay for good? I'll jolly soon see about that.
It's no good, Toad. You'd better come back and sit down. You'll only make things worse. We can do nothing until we have seen the badger and the mole and heard their latest news and taken their advice in this difficult matter.
But don't you see? I really feel I must do something.
While you were dashing about the country, those two poor, devoted animals, mole and badger, have been camping out in the open, in every sort of weather, living very rough by day and planning how to get your property back for you. You don't deserve to have such true and loyal friends, Toad. You really don't. Someday, when it's too late, you'll be sorry you didn't value them more while you had them.
I'm an ungrateful beast, I know. Let me go out into the cold, dark night and try and share their hardships and try and prove my... Can you get it, please?
Welcome home, Toad.
Badger.
Alas, what am I saying? Home indeed. This is a poor homecoming, unhappy Toad.
Hooray! Here's old Toad! Fancy having you back again. We never dreamt you would turn up so soon. Why, you must have managed to escape. You clever, ingenious, intelligent
Oh, clever? Oh, no. I've only broken out of the strongest prison in England, that's all. And disguised myself and gone about the country, humbugging everybody, that's all. I shall tell you more of my little adventures, Mole, and you shall judge for yourself.
Oh, do be quiet, Toad. And don't you egg him on, Mole, but please, tell us as soon as possible what the position is and what's best to be done, now that Toad is back at last.
The position's about as bad as it could be, and as for what's to be done, why, blessed if I know. The badger and I been around and round the place by night and by day. Always the same thing. Sentries posted everywhere, guards with guns looking at us, always an animal on the lookout. And when they see us, my, how they do laugh. That's what annoys me most.
It's a very difficult position, but I think I see now what Toad really ought to do.
No, what you ought to do.
Well, I shan't do it anyway. I'm not going to take order from you fellows. It's my house, and I know exactly what to...
Quiet! At once, all of you. Toad, a troublesome little animal, don't you regret your thoughtless actions? What do you think my old friend your father would have said about this if he had been here tonight and had known how your goings on? There, stop crying. We're going to try and turn over a new leaf. But what the mole says is quite true. The ferrets are on guard at every point, and they make the best sentinels in the world. Oh, it's quite useless to think of attacking the place. They're too strong for us.
So then, it's all over. I shall never see my dear Toad Hall anymore.
Come, cheer up, Toady. I'm going to tell you a great secret.
I love secrets.
My young friend, your father, who was a worthy animal, was a good friend of mine and told me a great deal he wouldn't dreamt of telling you. He discovered that passage. He discovered a secret passage underneath Toad Hall and cleaned it out because he thought it might come in useful someday in case of any trouble or danger. And he showed it to me. Don't let my son know about it, he said. He's a good boy, but he doesn't know how to hold his tongue. If he's ever in a real fix, you may tell him about the secret passage, but not before.
Well, perhaps I am a bit of a talker. A popular fellow such as I am. My friends get round me, and somehow my tongue gets wagging. I have the gift of conversation. Go on, Badger. Tell us how this passage of yours is going to help us.
I got Otter to disguise himself as a chimney sweep. As a chimney sweep. And call the back door with brushes over his shoulder, asking for a job. There's going to be a big banquet tomorrow night. It's someone's birthday, the Chief Weasels, I believe. And all the weasels are going to be gathered together in the dining hall, eating, drinking, laughing, carrying on, suspecting nothing. No swords, no guns, no sticks, no arms of any sort whatever.
But the sentinels will be posted as usual.
Yeah, exactly. The weasels will trust entirely to their excellent sentinels. And that's where the passage comes in. That very useful tunnel leads right up next to the dining hall.
Aha! The squeaky board in the butler's pantry!
We shall creep out quietly.
With our pistols and swords and sticks.
And rush in upon them.
And whack 'em, and whack 'em, and whack 'em!
Very well then, there's no more for you to argue about. So, as it's getting very late, all of you go right to bed at once. We will make all necessary arrangements in the morning.
Toad slept in, and by the time he got down to breakfast, he found that the mole had slipped off somewhere by himself, without telling anyone where he was going.
Here we are, some breakfast.
Sword for rat, sword for badger, sword for toad, sword for mole. Pistol for rat, pistol for badger, pistol for toad, sword for rat, sword for rat.
That's all very well, rats, but once we get past the ferrets and those detestable guns, I assure you we won't need any swords or pistols.
Just as well to be on the safe side.
I'll learn them.
Once we're inside the dining hall, why we four with our sticks will take care of the lots of them in 5 minutes.
I'll learn them to steal my house. I'll learn them!
I've been having such fun.
Oh, no.
I pulled a prank on the ferrets.
Oh, no.
I got the idea when I went into the kitchen, when I found Toad's old washerwoman dress. So I put it on with the bonnet and the shawl, and off I went to Toad Hall, as bold as you please. The sentries were on the lookout, of course, with their guns and their "Who comes there?" nonsense.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Says I, very respectful. Want any washing done today? They looked at me very proud and stiff and said, "Go away, washerman. We don't do any washing on duty." Or any other time, says I. Wasn't I funny?
No.
Some of the ferrets turned quite pink, and the sergeant in charge, she said to me, "Run away, my good woman. Run away. Don't keep my men idling on their posts." "Run away?" says I. "It won't be me that'll be running away in a very short time from now."
Oh, Molly, how could you?
I could see them pricking up their ears, and the sergeant in charge said to them, "Oh, don't mind her. She doesn't know what she's talking about." "Oh, don't I?" said I. "Well, let me tell you this. My daughter, she washes for Mr. Badger."
She does?
"And you'll all know pretty soon, too. 100 bloodthirsty badgers armed with rifles are coming overland to attack Toad Hall this very night. 6 boatloads of rats with pistols and swords will come up the river. Well, a hand-picked group of toads, known as the diehards or the Dash or Glory toads, will storm the orchard, yelling for vengeance. There won't be much left of you to wash by the time they've done with you, unless you clear out while you have the chance. Then I ran away. But I came creeping back and took a peep at them through the hedge. They were all flustered, running every which way and falling over each other. Everyone was giving orders to everybody else, and no one was listening. Then I heard the ferrets say to each other, "That's just like the weasels. They're planning to have a feast in the banquet hall with toasts and songs and all sorts of fun, while we stay on guard in the cold and the dark, and in the end are cut to pieces by blood-thirsty badgers."
Oh, you silly fool, Mole. You've spoiled everything!
Mole, come up here. Mole, you have more sense in your little finger than some animals have in the whole of their bodies.
Mole?
You have you have managed excellently. Good mole, clever mole.
Toad was simply wild with jealousy. Although he couldn't figure out just what the mole had done that was so clever. But fortunately for him, before he could lose his temper, the bell rang for lunch. When the simple meal of bacon, beans, and macaroni was eaten, Badger said he'd take a quick nap, since the night was likely to be a late one. Rat began running to and fro with his piles of weapons again, and the mole let Toad outside and asked him to share the details of his adventures, which Toad was only too willing to do.
Come along, all of you. Now then, follow me. Mole first, because I'm very well pleased with him. Rat next, and Toad last. And look here, Toady, don't you chatter so much as usual, or I will have you sitting back as sure as fate.
At last, they were in the secret passage, and the rescue expedition had really begun. It was cold and dark and damp and low and narrow, and poor Toad began to shiver, partly from the dread of what might be before him, partly because he was wet through. The lantern was far ahead.
Ow! Don't shoot! I accidentally crashed into Rat!
Which toppled me into Mole. And that's why I crashed into you.
We must leave that tiresome Toad behind!
Please, oh please, I promise it won't happen again!
You'll try harder.
Just give him one more chance. I'll see to him.
Fine, see that you do. By now we ought to be pretty nearly under the dining hall. Those weasels are really going at it. It's uphill from here. What a time they're having. Here's a trap door. Let's leave it open. Now all together.
Well, I do not propose to detain you much longer. But before I resume my seat, I should like to say one word about our kind host, Mr. Toad.
It's me!
We all know Toad. Good Toad. Modest Toad. Honest Toad.
Only just let me!
Get ready, all of you.
Let me sing a little song which I've composed on the subject of Toad. Toad, he went a-strolling contently down the street.
Toad, he went to strolling. I'll show him strolling!
The hours come, follow me!
They were but 4 in all, but to the panic-stricken weasels, The hall seemed full of monstrous animals, gray, black, brown, and green, whooping and flourishing enormous cudgels, and they broke and fled with squeals of terror and dismay, this way and that, through the windows, up the chimney, anywhere to get out of reach of those terrible sticks. The affair was soon over.
Mole, you're the best of fellows. I just want you to head outside and deal with those ferret guards of yours. But I've had an idea that thanks to you, we shan't have much trouble from them tonight. Oh, I'm suddenly famished.
Yeah, me too.
I want some grub, I do. Careful. Stir your stumps, Toad, and look lively, because we're all hungry. We've got your house back for you, and you haven't yet offered us so much as a sandwich.
Absolutely. Just you wait.
It's all over. From what I can make out, as soon as the ferrets, who were already very scared and jumpy, heard the shrieks and the yells from inside the hall, some of them threw down their weapons and fled. The others tried to stay at their posts for a bit, but when the weasels rushed out upon them, they thought they were betrayed. So the ferrets fought the weasels, and the weasels fought to get away, and they wrestled and wriggled and punched each other, and rolled over and over, till most of them rolled into the river. They've all disappeared by now, except for this lot, and we've got nothing to fear from them.
Mole, you are an excellent and deserving animal. There's just one more thing I'd like you to do before you sit down to your supper with all of us. I want you to take those fellows upstairs with you and have some bedrooms tidied up and made really comfortable with clean sheets, towels, and a fresh bar of soap in each room. And then you can punish them however you like, if it's any satisfaction to you, and put them out by the back door. And then you can come sit down to join us in a feast to celebrate.
Quick march!
Here we are, a little something to help us celebrate. You know, I was thinking I could prepare a brief program of entertainment for tonight. Something like
1, speech by Toad, including comments on the topics of our prison system, costumes and disguises, the waterways of Old England. 2, song by Toad, composed by himself. 3, more comments on horse rescuing, owning property, its rights and duties, and
Rubbish.
And
Gotcha! Hey, I've been looking all over London for you. I am here to arrest you for stealing a motor car and a horse from a bargewoman and to return you to prison so that you never steal a motor car again.
Now see here, Judge. Your trial is never fair because you allowed a weasel and a ferret on your jury.
They dressed up as animals.
And after they got Toad thrown in jail, they took unlawful possession of Toad Hall, eating his food and generally trashing the place. It's unfit to be seen. It is only by the greatest courage and teamwork that Toad and his friends have managed to recapture it. And I think Toad is quite prepared to renounce motor cars forever after what he's been through, and if you're willing to let his punishment stand his time served. And that barge woman stole that horse from him. We won't feel the need to address the sloppiness with which the jurors were chosen, which allowed this terrible crime to occur.
Well, I suppose if he promises to give up motor cars completely.
I do. Oh, I do. And please, sir, stay to help us celebrate.
I don't mind if I do.
Do you have a fork?
I always carry a fork. You don't?
Every room is ready and it's clean as a new pin, and I didn't have to whip them either. On the whole, I thought they had punishment enough for one night, and the ferrets, when I put the point to them, quite agreed with me, and said they wouldn't think of troubling me. They were extremely sorry for what they had done. But it turns out it was all the fault of the chief weasel and the weasels, and if ever they could do anything to make up for what they had done, all we had to do was mention it. So I gave them a roll apiece and let them off the back, And off they ran, as hard as they could.
Thank you kindly, dear mole, for all your pains and trouble tonight, and especially for your cleverness this morning.
Well spoken, my brave toad. And thank you for your program ideas. Although I think we're going to need to cut short most of your plans.
Mayn't I sing them just one little song?
No.
You are right. My friends, you have conquered my foes, and you have conquered me. Henceforth, I will be a very different toad.
Hooray for Toadie!
You've done it.
Such courage, Mr. Toad.
No, not at all. You know, Badger was the mastermind, and Mole and Rat, you two bore the brunt of the battle. But as of this day, I no longer live to please myself, but to find out what my friends want and try to arrange it for them. You dear old Badger.
And so they finished their supper in great joy, and presently retired to rest between clean sheets, safe in Toad's ancestral home. A home won back by matchless courage, strategy, and a proper handling of sticks. And Toad once again hosted both friends and strangers at Toad Hall, and never ceased to boast about the wise old Badger, clever Mole, and cunning Rat. He was indeed an altered Toad.